Have you ever gotten up and quit your job in the middle of a work shift? If so, why?
1. I worked at a BevMo for almost 2 years. The manager and I never got along so well, but I tried my best to learn more than anyone about our products. I went to special trainings, studied off the clock, paid insane prices to sample the big new releases. I worked my ass off and got a lot of upsales/add-ons. We had high turnover, so I became the most senior cashier after a shift leader left. But he decided to do an outside hire for the opening. Right after that, he took me aside and told me he didn't give me the job because he saw me not upselling to some of our regulars. He mentioned specifically a man who was an obvious alcoholic. He would buy 750 milliliters of El Jimador 2 to 3 times a week. My boss told me I should have gotten him on the 1.75L a long time ago. I realized I was basically an enabler and a drug dealer, and that my boss didn't respect me or our customers. I quit on the spot and told him you can't pay me enough to basically kill a man. Not that he was offering to pay me more anyways. Fuck retail, fuck profits over people, and honestly most of the priciest craft beers were overdone and nasty. Fancy vodka can be made with any charcoal filter, and liquor wine sales are entirely driven by either the brand name alone or the art on the label. Ask me about the real good stuff, though. It does exist. Edit. Forgot to mention, the buy one bottle of wine, get another for 5 cents is a scam. We would double the price of whatever we were selling when it went on sale. It was basically buy one for twice the price or buy 2 at the regular price. Made people feel like they got a more expensive bottle and a deal, when really you get neither. 2. As a 17-year-old, summer between junior and senior year of high school, I worked at a Target. Job was fine, easy enough, pay was shit, but all I needed was money for weed and gas, so it was good enough, and I had a fling with a coworker that was fun. One day, a very confused, very elderly lady in either a flimsy dress or what I think was more likely a nightgown stopped me and asked me where the toilet paper was. I escorted her to the TP aisle, and she froze in the middle of it and explosively shat herself. She was embarrassed and crying, and I felt awful for her and radioed for some help, never having dealt with anything like that before. A manager came over and yelled at her, threatened to call the cops, and had security escort her out of the building instead of having a shred of decency or sympathy for this weeping senile woman. I kinda meekly told him she was ashamed enough as it was, and he didn't need to pile on. He brushed that off, then told me to get a mop. I went to the back and grabbed a mop and bucket, tried to hand him the mop, and he said, "No, you're cleaning it up. I was just making sure no one came down the aisle." I told him I absolutely was not cleaning up human shit sprayed all over the floor. He smugly said, "Oh, yes, you are." So I dropped the mop and my walkie in the shit and walked out. Left and was able to smoke a bowl and catch an afternoon screening of The Incredibles at the theater down the street. Definitely the right call, and fuck that guy.